A group was hiking in the forest when they noticed something, or someone, standing still in the distance. It looked off. They gathered their courage and carefully moved closer, until they froze and saw what it was. They thought it was a person at first, but after observing it for a while, it didn't seem alive. They quickly took a photo and left the forest, feeling absolutely creeped out. Later, they posted it to Reddit and discovered the truth. It was someone's creepy art used for photography. Imagine coming across that. Would you even dare to go closer? At the Alpenblick Snow Resort in Miyako City, Japan, a snowboarder had an unexpected encounter when this happened.
Oh shit. Oh.
Oh shit.
Out of nowhere, a wild boar came charging down the slope, slamming into him and knocking him to the ground. Then it turned toward another snowboarder. But after the second attack, the animal ran off into the trees. Officials later confirmed it was the first time anything like this had ever happened at the resort. Danny began noticing strange footprints in the snow outside his house. They were wide, far apart, and led straight to his door. Curious, he decided to check his CCTV footage, but what he saw left him frozen. At first, everything looked normal. Then, just 7 seconds into the clip, chunks of snow suddenly lifted into the air, as if something invisible was walking right through his yard. No figure, no shadow. So what exactly did Danny's camera capture that night? A mother was decorating a Christmas tree with her daughters when she took some photos. Later that night, she showed the pictures to her husband and froze. Behind the tree, a face stared back at them. No one else had been home, and it didn't look like anyone they recognized. It wasn't her reflection either. The angle made that impossible. They searched every corner, checked for mirrors or glass, but nothing matched. There was no way to debunk it. So, who was it? A woman living in Mississippi shared this video online. For years, she'd heard banging, heavy footsteps in the snow, and strange noises at night, but nothing ever showed up on her cameras. Then, one morning, she found this massive handprint pressed into the snow. No one knows what it was, but it sure wasn't human. A snowboarder was going down a snowy mountain when this happened.
Bear, go! Come on, still there, keep moving. Oh my god.
A big bear suddenly appeared in front of him. Luckily, the bear didn't seem interested in chasing him. But what if it had? Reddit user Malachi James shared this unsettling footage. It showed a pregnant woman resting peacefully, her belly covered with a blanket. Everything looked completely normal until the final few seconds. A faint shadow seemed to rise at the end of her bed, like the outline of a head appearing briefly before vanishing. The woman hadn't noticed anything strange at the time, but she admitted she often felt a heavy presence in that house, as if something unseen was watching her. And that wasn't the only strange thing she captured. At the very start of the video, 2 glowing eyes can be seen in the hallway. Was someone, or something, watching her that night? TikTok user Lord Veer got home from work one late evening when he discovered something terrifying in his front yard. The red stains looked eerily like blood. Who put it there, and why, in his front yard? Some commenters say it's a portal to let evil through, while others think it's just a joke. The TikToker wondered if he should call the police. Would you? In the winter of 2007, a man shared a story he said he'd never forget. One night, he woke up to something unseen gripping his neck, while his lower body slowly lifted off the bed. Years later, as he sat retelling the experience on camera, something chilling happened behind him.
Well, what happened?
No, I was just like laying in bed, you know what I'm saying, and I dozed off, and when I dozed off, someone like grabbed a hold of my neck right here, and was like sinking me into my pillow like that. But at the same time that it was doing that, I felt like my other half of my body, this half, was going up in the air like that, and I was like falling out of my bed. I couldn't wake up. Finally, I got up out of it.
In the dark hallway, a pale figure glided past, barely visible, but unmistakable. At first, viewers thought it might just be another person walking by, but the man later confirmed there was no one else in the house that night. Whatever moved through that hallway wasn't supposed to be there. Late one night, YouTuber Jojo Lobster heard a strange sound outside. The next morning, when they checked the footage from their backyard security camera in the corner of the frame, they noticed something creepy. A faint figure appeared, walking quietly past the fence. Jojo thought it looked like a girl, but the image was too blurry to tell for sure. Could it really have been a spirit, or just someone passing by? In January 2012, a man in the Czech Republic pulled over on a lonely, snow-covered road. That's when something strange appeared. A faint, glowing figure, almost see-through, walked slowly across the road. At first, he thought it was a trick of the light. But then, people noticed something unsettling. The figure was moving against the wind. Could it have been the spirit of someone who lost their life on that road? A grandmother took photos of her granddaughter inside their house while unpacking gifts for Christmas. Later, while transferring them, she noticed something strange in one picture. A dark silhouette standing in the background. Only the grandparents, the child, and their dog were home. When the image's brightness was adjusted, it became even scarier. It had glowing eyes and seemed to be screaming. The house stood beside a graveyard, which could explain why the place might be haunted. Is this proof of a ghost? Two people went exploring an old graveyard on a cold winter night. They filmed their entire exploration and noticed something interesting while editing.
Like level out. Because it takes ages for the grass to set.
A shape seemed to move near the man. When slowed down, it looked like a figure passing by. It would make sense for ghosts to appear in a graveyard, but it could also just be their breath in the cold winter air. So which one is it? We may never know. In 1993, a man recorded a home video that looked like a normal family moment. His daughter, Olivia Bishop, later posted it on TikTok, claiming her family had always lived with ghosts.
For all those Gen Zs out there, this is a camcorder. We'd set it up, press record, and go about our day. I don't know why, it was just a 90s thing. And just so you guys know, we've had a ghost in every house that we've lived in, so that's why I found this very intriguing. Go ahead and watch that pumpkin in the left-hand corner, and let me know what you think.
In the video, a small child plays near a plastic pumpkin placed beside a slide. Suddenly, the pumpkin rolls across the floor, even though no one touches it. Olivia believes it might be proof of a ghost, but are you convinced? A man was walking his dog one cold winter evening through a woodland that was once part of an old ornamental garden. He stopped to take a photo of his dog against the dark forest, but when he looked at the picture, he noticed something strange. A faint, misty figure seemed to hang in the air. At first, he thought it was just his breath, but when he tried taking more photos, even while breathing toward the lens, nothing appeared again. He never considered himself someone who believed in the paranormal, but after that night and that photo, he couldn't help but wonder, was something else out there with them? One winter, a man was working alone inside an old Detroit house when strange things started happening. The air suddenly dropped from warm to freezing, and strange things started happening.
Yeah, I'm out. Fuck out of here.
He brushed it off, thinking it was just an old house settling. But later, when he played back the footage he'd recorded, a faint voice came through near the end. Some heard it say, "Please don't leave." Others swore it whispered, "Can you help me?" The tone was desperate, almost like someone crying out. He never found anyone there, and after that day, he refused to work alone in that house ever again. On a cold winter morning, this person woke up early to get ready for a camping trip. But as they looked out the window, they froze. On the glass, a faint outline of a face seemed to be staring back at them. Its features were strangely human, almost too perfect to ignore. For a moment, they wondered if someone, or something, had been outside. But most likely it wasn't anything paranormal, just a trick of the mind. In 2005, a student visited Windsor Castle around the holidays and broke the rule against photography inside the chapel. The ceiling was too beautiful to resist, so they quietly took a quick photo. Later, while scrolling through the pictures, they noticed something unsettling. An unnaturally pale hand floating near the corner of the frame. It didn't belong to anyone standing nearby, and there were no statues or figures that could explain it. No one saw it there in real life, only in that one image, as if something unseen wanted to be noticed. They shared it online, hoping to find others who had seen something similar before. The YouTube channel Time to Play TV explored the old Hamilton County Jail in Jasper, Florida, a prison built in 1893, active for over a century, and still eerily decorated with Christmas ornaments left behind. Locals say the building is haunted by the restless spirits of those who once lived and died within its walls. During their investigation, the team entered a remodeled room known for one thing: an old guest bed and a doll said to be possessed. They placed the doll upright and began setting up their paranormal equipment. Soon after, their devices started picking up voices, directly answering their questions.
Are you okay with us being in this room right now?
Yes.
Yes. Another yes.
Yeah.
You want to tell us anything?
Moments later, the doll suddenly tilted forward, and at the exact same time, a voice screamed.
Do you know who we are? Like, can you tell us our names? Whoa, 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 look at the dog.
Yeah, I see it.
Oh my gosh.
Then, one of their EMF meters fell over, even though no one was near it. They placed the doll back carefully, at an angle where it couldn't possibly fall on its own. But moments later, it fell again.
Are you a young spirit? Are you a child? Look, you see that?
Whoa, the meter's going off again.
It looked like the doll moved a little bit.
Like the meter went halfway.
Did it?
Yeah.
See, I didn't even see that, damn it.
Yeah, you're picking it up on your camera, I'm sure.
Yeah, it is. There it
yeah,
goes. Yeah, it just went up more. That doll moved.
And that meter is very hard to go off. Even in front of cell phones, it never goes
Really?
off. So, I mean, it's very hard to make that thing go off with energy. So whatever that is, that's pretty powerful.
I think the last time it went off, the doll moved.
Yeah.
Hello. Can you put your hand in the REM pod? Can you use your energy and try to set them off?
Well, I'm pretty sure that was you that maybe moved the doll and did the K2 meter. Now we'd like for the... Whoa! Oh my god, the K2 meter just fell over. Oh my god, Clay, this is so creepy. Whoa, okay.
By the end of the night, the team had captured enough chilling evidence to convince them. The Hamilton County Jail still holds something that refuses to rest. On February 3rd, in a small town near Granada, Spain, a local councillor was working late when the air suddenly turned cold. He slipped on his coat and stepped out to the bathroom. That's when he heard it, a faint rustling sound, like files being dragged across the floor. Thinking he had disturbed burglars, he didn't dare turn on the light. Instead, he pulled out his phone and quickly took a photo of the dark hallway. At first, it looked empty, but when he returned to his office and zoomed in, his blood ran cold. There, in the hallway, was the faint outline of what looked like a child. Panicking, he locked himself inside and sent the photo to his colleagues. Another counselor immediately rushed over to pick him up. The next day, a Reiki practitioner was invited to cleanse the corridor, and she reported feeling a presence. Residents demanded an exorcism, but the mayor refused. It was past midnight when a YouTuber named Angie, known online as the Green-Eyed Angel, began filming in a deserted ghost town. The streets were empty, the buildings crumbling, and the only sound was the wind. But soon, things started getting strange.
Abandoned ghost town. Hopefully you can see it behind me. I swear, I just heard my name.
As she moved deeper into the ruins, more strange noises echoed around her.
Oh, I don't know if the camera can even see it.
Then she said she saw a grey figure watching her from a distance, though it's hard to see on camera. Angie ran off immediately. During a ghost hunt at Cold Christmas Church in the UK, this couple spent the night taking photos of the eerie, abandoned grounds, hoping to capture something unusual. When they got home and began reviewing the pictures, they noticed something terrifying. Across multiple shots, figures appeared, shapes that hadn't been visible to the naked eye that night. The discovery left them shaken. They later called it the craziest night of their lives. But even after everything that had happened, they still feel drawn to return, as if that place isn't quite done with them yet. Two local ghost hunters from Greencastle, Indiana, Guy Winters and Terry Lambert, had heard rumors of an abandoned mansion on the edge of town. Locals claimed a ghostly woman was often seen walking down the road toward the property. So, one stormy winter night, they decided to investigate. As they explored the mansion, Terry stepped outside and snapped 3 photos of an upstairs window, while also recording on video. Then, moving to the back door, he took another shot. When the film came back, what they saw left them speechless. In the upstairs window was a glowing pink figure of a woman, looking straight out toward the camera. Experts were later called in to study the photos. Photographic analyst Mick Orman confirmed the image wasn't tampered with. Terry and Guy returned to the mansion several more times, but they never captured the pink lady again. They believed they photographed the spirit of Irene O'Hare, a former resident whose name they later found scrawled on a wall inside the house. The mansion no longer exists today. It was torn down years ago, replaced by a cornfield. But the photos remain, and to this day, no one has been able to explain what Guy and Terry really captured that night. On a snowy winter night, this man's trail camera captured something strange. In the footage, a faint human-like figure can be seen standing in the cold. He confirmed it wasn't a statue and that the footage was real and untouched. So what did his camera really capture that night? A park ranger was alone in a snow-covered forest late at night when he suddenly heard this. Wolf howls. Not necessarily unusual for a park ranger, but still very creepy in the middle of the night. A YouTuber named Sarah Elizabeth went ghost hunting with her friends at Columbia State Park in California. It was a cold, quiet night. The streets were empty. As they began recording, a strange sound echoed in the distance.
45 degrees out, so it's pretty cold. What is that sound? Oh, it's the water tank or something. This is where it was. No, it was around the corner.
They brushed it off. Maybe just an old water pump creaking somewhere nearby. Later, while walking down one of the park's historic streets, they stopped near an abandoned house that felt unsettling. Then they noticed something strange.
In your footage. Oh, the last time I was here, I saw a hand in the window of one of these. It was down there further. But I saw a hand coming out the curtain. Doesn't that curtain look like it's moving? Over there?
Moments later, their camera picked up a low, guttural growl coming from the darkness.
I never catch worms on camera.
None of them heard it at the time, only when they reviewed the footage later. So what, or who, could still be lingering in Columbia State Park? And for more, let's watch this next video together.